Away there, matey. This is your captain speaking, and today we're taking a look at all the art I made this year. This has probably been my most active year when it comes to drawing, but without further ado, let's get into it. Hopefully I don't cover too many things with this. So first we have January. First up we have my first design. I don't hate it. It still looks nice, but especially the color palette, but it wasn't me. This was the profile icon I was using back then. I don't like it. I did most of it with the symmetry tool, and it's very visible that I did that, especially when you take a look at those irises looking in opposite directions. Here's the PNG tuber I was using with a few of the expressions, but now we can finally move on from her for now with February's art. I took part in Funguary again this year, just like I did last year. I think I'll continue doing it for a while, but here are the first two fungi, the Mycena subcyanocephala or something like that on the left, and the dead man's fingers on the right. I'm still pretty happy with how they both came out. They still look very nice to me. Here is the third shroom, the Inky Cap. I still don't like this one. The head angle really messed me up. But I do like the smoke and the mistiness. I think it looks nice, that part. Just don't look at the face. And the Bridal Veil Stinkhorn was the last fungus I chose for the month. You might recognize her if you've seen some of my more recent videos. I turned her into a proper OC, my darling Titan. And these are just the little icons I drew for the different fungi I chose. But that was all for February, so we can get into March. First up, we have my two self-inserts for Genshin and Star Rail. I still love the Genshin one, but with the Star Rail one, we can still see me not getting the face angles right. It looks very iffy. Oh, this was the before and after for my week of anatomy studies. I think I did good, but I need to do more studies more often. I'm really getting stuck with my anatomy skills. Let me just move me here so that you guys can see. Now for April. This was for my video where I developed my anti-style, which is the opposite of my normal style. I was testing out the style in this drawing, and I was still using my old design here, so that's why I drew it here. On the left, we have another test artwork with my anti-style. And on the right, we have my own little spooky piece. I should actually try making some horror art some point. But like proper horror, it sounds really fun. Oh, wait, let me just... Yeah, okay, that's a good spot. Here is my darling Zuko. I redrew him in 10 styles. I only added 5 in the slideshow because I wanted to leave some out. I think those were the ugly ones, I don't really remember. But the ones on the screen, I really like them. Back. This was a quick artwork I made to adopt a character design from, I think, Birdwatcher Art on Instagram. I named this little guy Malachi. I don't think I ever shared this image on here, but I wanted to add it into the slideshow because I just really like how it came out. Here was a little doodle I made to post on my birthday. There are 2 versions because I started thinking of redesigning myself around this time. I just made the second version to play around with the color scheme a bit. I only really kept the red hair. Now for my actual birthday month, it was a slow one when it came to art. This was the only thing I drew, a very generic redraw of this old drawing. In June, I was a lot more active again. I made another redraw of an old drawing. It's not horrible, but I think I could have worked out a better color scheme if I gave it some more time. This was when I started my whole rebranding and redesign. This is the first version of my reference sheet. I'm still happy with all of the different parts, at least. I really still like my design. This is my profile icon that I'm currently using, and I've been using since then, and my banner, which I also use as a transition screen right now. I might make some proper transition screen in the future though. I don't love this for transitions. The animation is nice, but I don't know, it feels a little too plain. Here we have Titan again as the first Rush design for Art Fight. I only discovered it existed in June, so I grinded out some ref sheets so that I could take part 2. We also have Malachi. His ice rendering still looks very tasty. I really love how it came out. I don't know if I can recreate that though. And my baby Rowan is among these ref sheets too. I was too scared to draw full animals, so I opted for having his wolf form just peek out a bit, which is a little embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie. It makes it look bad, so I'll have to fix it for next year. But to be honest, I'll probably redo all my ref sheets for next Art Fight. This is the part where I remind you to like the video, which I assume you do if you made it this far, and subscribe to join our little pirate crew. It would be great if you could help us get to our next goal of 100 subs. Moving on to July, we have Art Fight, of course, but before I did that, I finished my model, or the art at least, I don't specifically remember. I also added some piercing placements into the design on the ref sheet. Still all looks really nice. Here are all the attacks I made for others during Art Fight. Next year I will probably just focus on Art Fight during July, so I'll hopefully be able to finish a lot more artworks or just attacks. I meant to say attacks. I also did some more self-insert content this month, drawing myself into anime screenshots. I went with Oshinoko and Tower of God, which is the screenshot I like a lot more. I really prefer this one. From there, we can move on to August. I did a video where I generated a few OC designs. First was Charlie, who I still don't think I'll ever use unless I fully redesign them beyond the point of recognition, or on the cusp of it at least. I like the design, but I don't see myself using them. The second character was Lily. This was my second time drawing an anthro character and the first time designing one. I think she's really cute, but I'll probably redesign her outfit if I want to use her at some point. And after that, I made my own OC maker, which I also used to generate a character. This character was my beloved Karina. I still love her design a lot, but I am thinking of redesigning her so she actually suits the role I want to give her. I will keep the core of her though, she's really pretty. Here we have Titan again. I drew the piece in grayscale and this is how it came out when I turned the color back on. I still like it, but I just remember the grayscale filter making me very sleepy. For September, I had my hands a little more full again. It was Sketchtember and I wanted to make a bunch of Genshin sketches, but I only ended up making around 8, or just I made 8, not around 8. Some of them are very bad, but some are also really nice. My favorites are the Linny and Siegeman ones. This was another color filter challenge, but this time with the inverted filter. It turned out very bad, so I just added the slightly adjusted version into the slideshow. I didn't want to scar your eyes with the actual one. Now for October. I redrew some Dress to Impress outfits. I had a lot of fun with this one. The curly hair was very nice to draw. I think it still looks pretty good and it's my favorite one of the 2 that I drew. I also drew this one. I really like the shiny eyes on this one, but other than that it's pretty basic. For the spooky part of the month, I took part in Drawtober. I did it a bit differently though by combining 2 prompts into one for each drawing, so I only have the 3 drawings for this one. Next up we have November. The first item for this month was a collab on Opal Reflections Twitch channel. I drew my boy Rowan and colored their character Lorelai, and vice versa. These two turned out really cute together. I think our rendering styles really complement each other nicely. For these two artworks, I generated 2 random color palettes. I think I did a pretty good job with both of these. I like them a lot. Then we have a speed drawing challenge. It's pretty self-explanatory. I just copied a reference photo to the best of my abilities. And finally, we have last week's artwork of me proclaiming my love to fictional characters. I still love how pink and glowy it came out. It's really pretty. But that's all for this year, crew. Happy holidays, and I hope to see you again next year. Bye bye!